Boeing's CEO just said something that shocked the entire aviation world. The truth came out about a massive aircraft deal with China with Reuters' interview. Success or failure of this deal depends on one individual, which looks highly likely. And this is going to be the biggest deal of the decade. Boeing is counting on the Trump administration to help unlock a long-awaited major order from China. Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg told Reuters in an interview that the Trump administration's support is absolutely essential. Ortberg stated bluntly, "Without the administration's support, I don't think we'll see any near-term large orders out of China." It really is something that would be tied to the effort from the administration. This represents a stunning admission. Boeing's largest potential deal in years depends not on aircraft performance or competitive pricing. It depends on political intervention at the highest levels of American government. Boeing and China have been in prolonged talks for a deal that industry sources say could include 500 Boeing 737 MAX jets plus dozens of wide-body jets. This would be China's first major Boeing order since 2017. The scale is genuinely staggering. Yahoo Finance reported Boeing is nearing a 500 aircraft deal with China that includes approximately 100 Boeing 787 Dreamliners. 500 narrowbody aircraft alone represents tens of billions in value. Adding 100 widebody Dreamliners pushes the package even higher. Many aviation analysts cover that Boeing eyes a 500-jet mega deal with China as trade ties rebound. The publication emphasized this would be one of the largest aircraft orders in aviation history. But the deal has stalled over a critical issue: access to spare parts. US President Donald Trump has previously threatened to cut off that access, including spare engine parts, in his ongoing trade dispute with China. This creates an impossible situation for Chinese airlines. They operate hundreds of Boeing aircraft currently. These planes require constant maintenance, parts wear out, components need replacement. Without reliable access to spare parts, Chinese carriers cannot operate Boeing fleets safely. China wants to order hundreds of new Boeing aircraft, but Chinese airlines cannot commit to massive new Boeing purchases if they fear being cut off from parts for existing fleets during future political disputes. Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg revealed that Boeing has reached a good solution with Chinese airlines addressing their concerns about access to critical spare parts. The specific details of this solution were not disclosed publicly, but the existence of a solution suggests Boeing negotiated guarantees or commitments that satisfy Chinese concerns. This possibly involves the US government providing assurances that spare parts access will not be weaponized politically against Chinese carriers. However, this solution apparently still requires Trump administration endorsement to finalize. Hence, Ortberg's statement that administration support is essential for the deal to close. Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping are scheduled to meet in May. A previously scheduled summit was postponed due to the Iran war. This May meeting could provide the political backdrop for announcing the massive Boeing order. Aircraft deals frequently accompany high-profile diplomatic summits. They provide tangible evidence of improving bilateral relations. Both governments can claim victory. Boeing gets orders, China gets aircraft. Politicians get credit. The timing synchronizes perfectly with renewed trade discussions between Washington and Beijing. Commercial aviation deals often grease the wheels of diplomatic progress. Aircraft orders worth billions make excellent political theater. Intelligence from industry insiders suggests the wide-body component focuses on the Boeing 787 Dreamliner family. Approximately 100 wide-body jets could be included in the package, according to multiple reports. This development carries massive significance. Beijing has largely frozen Boeing purchases for several years. Geopolitical friction poisoned commercial relationships. The 737 MAX disasters obliterated trust between American manufacturers and Chinese regulators. But circumstances are shifting dramatically. Washington and Beijing are engaging in renewed trade discussions. These high-profile diplomatic events traditionally showcase major commercial agreements. Aircraft deals provide tangible evidence of improving bilateral relations. For Boeing, securing Chinese commitment for approximately 100 Dreamliners plus 500 narrow-body MAX jets would fundamentally alter their strategic position. The 787 has become aviation's runaway wide-body success story. Every major airline region operates them, except China in meaningful numbers. The Dreamliner's global penetration is staggering. Airlines have committed to over 1,800 aircraft worldwide. Deliveries already exceed 1,200 units. Operators span every continent and airline business model imaginable. This universal acceptance stems from genuine operational advantages. The 787 burns dramatically less fuel than aircraft it replaces. Point-to-point route economics suddenly make sense. Airlines can profitably connect smaller cities across oceans. Chinese carriers have watched this revolution from the sidelines. Their fleets rely heavily on Airbus A350s for wide-body operations. But the A350 never achieved the 787's market penetration or operational flexibility. Breaking into the Chinese market with 100 Dreamliners would validate Boeing's entire wide-body strategy. It demonstrates that even markets seemingly lost can be recovered. Political winds change. Commercial logic eventually prevails. China's aviation market continues explosive growth despite periodic setbacks. The emerging middle class drives insatiable demand for international travel. Projections show Chinese carriers needing hundreds of wide-body aircraft through 2040. Currently, Chinese airlines operate relatively limited wide-body fleets compared to their size. Massive domestic networks consume most capacity. International expansion remains constrained by available aircraft. The 787 family would unlock this growth potential perfectly. 3 variants provide flexibility across mission profiles. The 787-8 opens new routes with modest risk. The 787-9 handles core long-haul operations efficiently. The 787-10 maximizes revenue on high-demand corridors. Deployment strategies write themselves. Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou would anchor networks radiating globally. Europe, North America, Australia, and Africa all become accessible. The 787's range capabilities enable virtually any city pair. Financial implications are genuinely staggering. Conservative estimates place the total package, including 500 MAX jets and approximately 100 wide-body aircraft, approaching $100 billion at list values. Realistic discounts still leave deals worth $60 to $70 billion. This represents transformational revenue for Boeing. Cash flow stabilizes immediately. Production schedules fill out through the 2030s. Supply chain partners gain visibility and confidence. Stock markets would celebrate renewed Chinese engagement enthusiastically. Boeing is already preparing for this massive influx. The US plane maker is increasing 737 production from 42 jets monthly at its Renton, Washington plant to 47 per month this summer. The company plans to open a new production line, dubbed the North Line, in Everett, Washington this summer. The company will focus on getting US Federal Aviation Administration certification for the line, Ortberg said. The new line is not expected to contribute to Boeing's production rate until early next year, when the company aims to move to 52 jets per month. Ortberg stated, "We will be rate increasing across the board." The Everett line will be able to build all 737 MAX variants except the MAX 7. Boeing initially plans to use it primarily for the MAX 10. Ortberg also addressed how the Iran war affects Boeing operations. He stated the Iran war is unlikely to disrupt aircraft deliveries. The plane maker's global backlog helps cushion near-term volatility. Middle East customers account for 14% of Boeing's orders, but approximately 2/3 of those are slated for delivery in the 2030s. The company has continued deliveries to the region this quarter and has received no requests from customers to defer aircraft. Instead, customers from other regions have told the company they would take any delivery slots that open up due to delivery deferrals. This demonstrates robust global demand despite geopolitical instability. The 787's proven track record makes the China scenario genuinely plausible rather than wishful speculation. The aircraft has proven itself conclusively across every operational environment. Reliability metrics continue improving. Quality stabilized after early challenges. Consider the global operator base. United leads with over 70 Dreamliners flying constantly. ANA built their entire international strategy around the type. American, British Airways, Ethiopian, and dozens more depend on 787 economics. This track record provides Chinese airlines enormous confidence. They are not gambling on unproven technology. They are accessing the most successful wide-body platform of the modern era.